I see you. I don't know if you can see him. Can you? Yeah, there he is right there. Today we're going to be talking about Watership Down, a book that was written by Richard Adams in the 1960s and officially published in, I think, 1972. And it would be given numerous adaptations, mostly four, which is surprisingly more adaptations than Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, Twilight, but whatever. It's gotten four adaptations: a movie, a show, another show, and a graphic novel. But it got a sequel, Tales from Watership Down, which doesn't exactly have a story. I don't know, I haven't read it yet. It's gonna be in the mail in like maybe half a week. I'm not really gonna talk about the story because if you know Watership Down, then you know Watership Down. What's his name? Stevie Reviews, whatever. I forgot his name. He does a pretty good review on the story. I'm just sharing my thoughts on what I think so far. I am more than halfway through the book. I'm on part 3, Ephraphans, or Ephrafa, yeah, which is probably the shortest part in the book. I will talk about the characters though, starting off with good old Hazel.
Hazel? It is Hazel, isn't it?
Or Hazel Raw, however you prefer it. He's kind of the same character now. Like, I'm on chapter 34, right? I'm on chapter 34, where we finally meet General Woundwort. And to me, Hazel is still the same in the beginning as he is here. Maybe he's a little bit more braver. That's kind of it, if I'm being honest. Fiverr is pretty interesting. I like how he's like a force here, in like the future or something.
You must listen to me, Hazel. Something very bad is going to happen.
And it's almost kind of as if he feels it or sees things. Because in chapter 2, Chief Rabbit, he mentions in the middle of the conversation, he says that he feels like a snare or a steaming wire around his neck. Almost as if he feels the destruction of the war incoming soon. And then during a chapter called The Raid, when they go to the farm, and it was... who was it? I forgot who went with him. I think it was Bluebell and Blackberry with Bigwig. I think that's who went along with him. And in there they try to get like the does and one of the bucks named Boxweed. And they try to get them across the field and into the warren. But in the midst of it all, Hazel gets shot and is sent down, not a culvert, what's it called? Then Fiverr is like, I see all of you, but where's the bloody rabbit behind you? Like, covered in blood and stuff. And they're like, what? No, we don't, there's none here. It's just us. And yeah, Fiverr trusts his instincts more than he trusts the group. I think he's a character that's done pretty well. Bigwig.
Bigwig. Bigwig, sir.
Has the most recognizable story arc or character arc. His is very easy to see change because in the beginning of the book, he doesn't really follow orders all that well. He doesn't really listen to anyone else all that well. He's kind of just a me and what's best for me only. And then later throughout the book, he's kind of like before he would never listen to Fiverr or view Hazel as like a chief rabbit. But like over the course of the story, he trusts Fiverr and he trusts Hazel as the Thra. So he has the most recognizable story arc. He also becomes great friends with Kahar, which is seen throughout the community as well. And that's probably one of my favorite pairings of all, Kahar and Bigwig. They are good friends in the book. I don't know how they portray it in the movie or the show, but they're good friends in the book. Bigwig will sit down and listen to Kahar's stories for like hours on end. Or without an end. He'll just listen for hours. And they become good friends. Blackberry is probably the smartest in the group, which is very well shown. Because people, like, if they're in a tricky situation, they'll go to Hazel or Blackberry.
was a good idea of yours, Blackberry.
Yes. Let's try to remember it. Might come in handy again.
Because they're sure as hell not going to go to Pipkin. I mean, there's not really much to say about the other rabbits. Acorn's just kind of there. Strawberry joins them after like Cowslip. He's got kind of a character. Bluebell is just kind of there. Yeah, some of the other characters are just kind of there, just to fill in the space. But that's not too bad. Dandelion actually has an interesting role. Anytime like Richard Adams is like, okay, we're in a calmer setting, and that would be a good time to tell a story of Ella Raw. And so he uses Dandelion as that kind of way to just introduce a new story, which I think is a pretty interesting way. And on the topic of Ella Raw, he's a very interesting folklore legend to the rabbits. That's all I really have to say. And I actually do like the stories of Ella Raw. General Woundwort. I haven't really gotten to him yet. I mean, I'm on the chapter that talks about him, so I don't really have much to say about him if I'm really being honest. So yeah, I like Kahar as a character. I think he's interesting.
You stupid bunnies! You got no mates!
How he got to the middle of England, I don't know. And he also kind of, I don't like reading his quotations. It's very difficult to read because like when it comes to the book, like you don't get to Kahar until like halfway through the book, and already you're so used to like the English terms, like how they speak and how Richard Adams talks and stuff like that, to the point where when you get to Kahar, it just doesn't match well, and it just makes the energy feel, I don't know, it's just kind of hard to read. I've never seen any of the adaptations. The only one I am fully aware of is the movie. Even then, I've never really seen it. And I think a lot more people should give the book a try. And I'm already planning and trying to find one of his other books called The Plague Dogs. I like the book. I like the story. I like the characters. I think they're easy to root for. There's not much else for me to say. Like and subscribe if you want more reviews, more woodworking, more reaction videos. I kind of do whatever. So, and maybe one of these days I'll talk about one of my books that I'm writing. But for right now, I'm just trying to build an audience. And hopefully you'll stick around long enough to be a part of that audience. Not only for me, but hopefully for you. Maybe you get something out of it. So yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.